Deep in the heart of the Pride Lands, the morning sun painted the sky golden. Birds sang, rivers sparkled, and the jungle woke with joy. But today, something special was about to happen. In the royal den, Simba and Nala's youngest cub Kion stirred from his sleep. He yawned, stretched, and blinked at the sunlight dancing through the cave. Kion loved mornings, but this morning he felt something different, a strange power rumbling inside his chest. Whoa, what was that? It felt like thunder, but it came from me, he said curiously. Nala smiled softly as she watched him. Good morning, Kion. You seemed to roar in your sleep, she said gently. Roar, but I wasn't even awake, Kion replied, confused. Simba chuckled from the corner, his deep voice warm and proud. Maybe the great kings are trying to tell you something, my son. As the family stepped out into the sunlight, Kion felt a breeze whisper through his fur. The wind carried soft voices, like echoes of the past. Kion, you have the roar of the elders, a mysterious voice echoed. Kion froze. The roar of the elders? What does that mean? He asked. Simba looked to the sky, remembering his own father's wisdom. It is a gift passed down from the great kings who came before us. Their roars echo through yours of power to protect the Pride Lands. But I don't even know how to use it. What if I mess up? Kion said nervously. Nala smiled and nuzzled him gently. Every great leader begins with doubt. Kion, courage isn't about being the strongest, it's about believing in yourself. Later that day, Kion stood on a high rock overlooking the vast plains. He took a deep breath. Okay, just a little roar. Nothing big. He opened his mouth and Druaya. The ground trembled, trees swayed and birds flew off in a flurry. Whoa, that was me, Kion gasped. From the sky, faint roars answered back the roar of the elders. The ancient kings had heard him. Just then, his friends came running up. Bunga, the honey badger, laughed excitedly. Kion, that was awesome. You almost blew my fur off. Fully, the cheetah smirked. Looks like the Pride Lands just got a whole lot louder. Kion grinned nervously. I didn't mean to, I just wanted to see what the roar felt like. Oh no, the egret flapped his wings. Well, you sure found out. That roar could protect the entire Pride Lands. Simba approached, his mane glowing in the afternoon light. Kion, the roar is powerful, but remember, it's not just for strength. It must come from a place of kindness and courage. So, courage isn't about being the loudest? Kion asked softly. No, my son, true. Courage comes from your heart. Use the roar to protect others, not to show power. Kion nodded, feeling warmth inside. The roar wasn't just a gift, it was a responsibility. Suddenly, a frightened antelope ran by, shouting, "Help! The river's flooding. My herd is trapped." Kion's ears perked up. We have to help them, he said quickly. Let's go, Lion Guard, Bunga shouted, leaping forward. The rushing river. Muddy waters swirled around trapped animals. Kion looked scared. The current was too strong. I don't know if I can do this, he whispered. You can, Kion, Nala called out. Trust yourself and your heart. Kion stepped forward, breathing deep. Okay. Roar of the elders, help me protect them. He let out a mighty, focused roar, not too loud, not too wild, and the wind shifted. The river's flow calmed, creating a safe path for the animals to cross. You saved us. Thank you, Prince Kion, the antelope said gratefully. The jungle cheered, but Kion just smiled shyly. I didn't save them alone. The roar did. And my friends. As the sun dipped behind the mountains, Simba and Nala watched their son stand proudly with his friends. The roar has awakened again, just as the great kings wished, Simba said softly, and so has his heart, Nala replied. Kion gazed up at the stars. Faint roars echoed from the heavens. I'll use the roar wisely. I promise, he whispered. And from that day on, young Kion began his journey not to be the strongest lion, but to be the bravest leader. For in the heart of every roar lies the courage to care, protect, and believe. The roar had awakened, and so had Kion's destiny.